agents, it would have been worse, because there is no necessary equipment in our base. They are just called soldiers for the sake of being called soldiers, but there is no capacity at all. And what helps us is that all those who are around us are weak and no one can match us, but it doesn't make us any better. We have no army in South Africa.
If I may ask, CSC, why are we in the DRC, and where is the much talked about African standby force?
There's a rejection of African standby force by the imperialist forces in the West, because they benefit out of the instability of DRC and Africa in particular. If there is any country that was messed up right from the beginning, was DRC. They have been destabilizing that country for many years because they want those minerals in the DRC. They even created illegal landing strips to land in DRC, to steal directly from DRC and leave. There's nothing revolutionary about M23. Yes, we understand the dynamics of those who are found in that region and the leadership of DRC ill-treating them. But what is important is we cannot allow black-on-black violence. In whose interest is that? Why do you take up arms to kill other fellow Africans? So we should first stabilize DRC and support the SADC initiatives and support the UN intervention, because the stability of DRC means the stability of SADC, and the stability of SADC means the stability of our continent. So we should be concerned that there are problems in the DRC, and before they come to us, they have to be stopped in DRC. You don't wait for them to come to you for you to realize we have a problem. If they can do it in DRC, that will become a practice. And the African agenda is such that we have to go and help the people of DRC. But we must not do that to our own detriment. We have to deploy the best capacity we have. And if we don't have, let's confess we don't have it and withdraw. We may have the interest to defend, but we may not have the capacity. But children are going to die. Somebody's children are going to die, not only these ones. If you had shot 9 American soldiers with that madness which is in the presidents of America now, they would have flattened you the following day. No one would have played jokes. People are playing jokes with the lives of our brothers, and we must not allow that. If they can't give them equipment, let them come back. They were the death before this one. The soldiers were telling me that there were actually 2 military helicopters in their base, but there is no pilot to fly those helicopters. The first and the last time they flew there, that's when they were taking them there. You've got some bit of air power, but you don't use it because there is just no capacity. So someone is sleeping, and what makes matters worse, they take Mam Angie to become a minister of defense after being a minister of sinkholes. I mean, this sinkhole started during her time. Now she's sinking the army now, after sinking Releborin. So,
Mr. Malema, I just want to take you back to the condition of high school. Not for the first time you see a school like this. Last year, there's a school in the Eastern Cape that has a similar condition. Does it speak to the border crisis in our country when it comes to infrastructure in schools?
Our leaders are not visionaries. They don't see some of these things coming, because you can be guaranteed for sure there were warnings before this happened, and no one did nothing about it. And if this had happened in Sandton, it would not have taken 3 months. If it had happened in Midrand or anywhere else where white people are found, it was not going to take 3 months. That's a complete rejection of our people. What makes all of us angry is that the infrastructure is in good condition. And then children are going through what they are not supposed to be going through, including teachers. Because we put emphasis on children, but we forget that they are teachers, that those people are grown-ups. They are adults who must be motivated by their environment. They have to carry baggage. In their homes, they don't carry baggage. Where they work, they carry baggage. And you want those people to teach motivated. So it can't be. It is completely incorrect what is happening to our people, especially a school with more than 1,000 kids who are here. The whole future of Kutong is here. And someone just decide it must be destroyed like that. We came here, no one invited us here. We didn't know there was a sinkhole here. We saw bad metric results. And we're like, let's go and check what's happening with these black people. They don't love each other or what? To a point where they don't care about the education of their children. We arrive here, the problem is way bigger than the teachers and the learners themselves. No one can produce any result. No one. Even SABC studios can't produce any result under sinkhole. So these people have been failed by their own government. But we'll make sure that this government pays attention and respond accordingly, because you don't only have to talk to politicians about this. We have to write to the public protector. Even if they come and fix this, there must still be an investigation as to what allowed this to go for such a long time. Someone must be held responsible. Imagine if those kids were there that day when that disaster was happening. Embarrassing as it is, you still don't fix it. So we are happy we're here. And we are happy that our children spoke to us, not in a very good way by giving us poor results. That was a cry, that was a screaming. And we responded to come and hear, what is the problem? And we found a big problem. Let's solve the problem and leave the rest in the hands of the teachers and the learners.
I just also want to draw your attention to the issue of NAFSAS. I'm not sure if you're aware that the Private Student Housing Association warned that students may not be able to return to their accommodation if the NAFSAS, I think 44 million debt is not paid. Your reaction on that? And then furthermore, I'm covered with the M23 rebels. FF Plus inviting those 8 political parties represented in Parliament to apply for litigation against Expropriation Act.
Well, we have made a call as the EFF that NSFAS must be cancelled and the money must go directly into the accounts of the universities. Because there is no NSFAS for hospitals. The money moves from Department of Health straight into hospitals. So what makes it different with the universities? Why can't the money move from the department straight into the universities? The universities will know how much they need because they've got those children there. They will know the capacity for accommodation, including teaching and learning environment in those particular universities. So you've got a person who's seated somewhere in air-conditioned offices. He's got no idea what is Univen. He doesn't even know how Univen looks like. And he must make allocation about it. And no, this Snowman was too busy. What is that? You knew that the following year we're going to take so many children. Where is the money? NSFAS has been corrupted by Dlamini-Zuma's Communist Party, even at that time. And they've never got it right. They will never get it right. Send the money straight to the universities. So that when these children protest, they know this is the VC. Now they don't know who's NSFAS. They don't know who to go to. Because when they go to the VC says NSFAS. So you need to give the money to a person who's got a direct contact with these people, who can feel them and know that this problem is urgent and I have to attend to it. So we call on this government to stop that thing of NSFAS and send money directly to the schools. With regard to the second question,
The Expropriation Act.
We don't support the Expropriation Act because it's cosmetics. It's not a real act of doing anything. People just want to be seen doing something because it doesn't resolve the return of the land into the rightful owners. It talks about expropriation with compensation to justify willing buyer, willing seller. Willing buyer, willing seller means that even if government has got money, as long as the buyer is not willing to sell, we're stopped. we can't do anything. So we don't support expropriation bill in its form, but we'll go to court to defend it against the right-wingers. Because as much as we are not happy with it, we are not happy with Freedom Front Plus and their friends. So any attack that comes from Freedom Front Plus is going to make us be on the same side of Ramaphosa when we go to court. We have already briefed our lawyers that once they put a court case, send their lawyers a letter now that tell them EFF is an interested party. Because in South Africa, you can't talk about land and you leave out the EFF. It will not be a good reflection of South African politics. So we are ready for Freedom Front Plus. But they are bluffing. They like things. I mean, the leader of Freedom Front Plus, since he was made a Minister of Correctional Service, a man has gone AWOL. He's only coming back now to tell us that he's going to court and all manner of things. So there is no any Freedom Front Plus. It is an entity to represent racist agendas. And those people are relatives of the people who killed Krisani. They were in contact with the people who killed Krisani. So they will never want anything that is to benefit of black people. So we don't agree with the expropriation bill the way it is now, but we won't allow the Freedom Front Plus to violate it, especially the Minister of Public Works, who says he won't implement a government law. Just by that statement alone, he has violated his oath of office, because he said he will implement all the laws of South Africa. So there is no law of DA, there's a law of South Africa. Whether you like it or not, you are a minister, you must implement it or resign. They won't resign because they love positions. All of them, they like positions. Even when positions, they don't know what to do with those positions. They always threaten to walk away. They said they were going to walk away on Bella bill. It went through. This expropriation bill, it has gone through. NHI will go through, because we are not going to be dictated to by beneficiaries of apartheid.
Okay, last question as we wrap. Who's looking at you right now? Will you be coming back as the EFF to the school?
Yes, we're going to come back. I mean, the pressure pump I'm talking about, an extra toilet, is not something we're going to ask the department. We are going to do that ourselves. We're going to make sure that we intervene practically. You know, it's good to blame other people and say all manner of things about what are you doing yourself. So we have to do something. We came here today. The children have seen us. The children are hoping that since we came, something will change. So you can't be a leader and just go into a place. When you walk out, it remains the same. If the borehole, where it is, it's far and all of that, we may have to drill a new borehole next to those bathrooms and increase the temporary bathrooms while we're fighting this battle for a permanent solution. As that work happens, the EFF will be here. We've got MMCs here. We've got leaders of the EFF here who are not going to live with me, because if they live with me, it means they are useless. Now that I'm here with them, I'm going to live. They must remain here, because I'm going to need the reports. How far are we with Relebohile? Because we made commitments to help. We must help. I mean, in the kitchen, Labo Mama, they are complaining about the most basic things that should just be available. Any individual businessman can actually buy those things. So I've asked that they give me a list of the things they need in the kitchen, so that they too can continue to cook for our children and a good environment. One of them said, there are no fire extinguishers here. We're working with gas stoves and all of that. If fire starts now, we're going to burn in this thing. Why would someone not think about that? So those are the things that we will look into immediately as the EFF, and pay much more close attention to the matriculants, so that they focus. We pleaded with the leadership of COSAS that you have made your point now. We've heard you. Please go back to class. Give us chance to work out these things. We need every minute. We don't need any school of black people to be a laughing stock. It pains us. So every minute we can get, let's try and learn, and let's give the children in the matric the necessary support. They know what they want. Many of them very articulate. They are not disrespectful. They are not unreasonable. The things they say are the things that can be done to make learning so enjoyable, because it has to be enjoyable. It must not be boring. Thank you.
Malema, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.